Hello and welcome or welcome back. Today's practice is a gentle yoga practice where no props are needed for this one. But if you know you like to practice with certain props, feel free to pause the video and grab any props that you might like. And we'll get started in a supine position. So we're going to be lying on our back, but we're going to come to more of a constructive rest position if that's comfortable for you. So let's start to make our way onto our back. And if it's comfortable, you can plant your feet wider than your hips. Let your knees come together. Palms face down on your mat, arms down by your sides. Now, feel free to bring your hands to your belly if that is more comfortable and allows you to focus more on your breath. But just start to arrive in this position and start to arrive in your practice. And feel free to close down your eyes and start to tune into your breath. Start to take some deep belly breaths. And as you're settling in, perhaps you start to scan your body from the crown of your head all the way down to your toes. And see if there's any areas of tension that you might be holding on to. You might be gripping and maybe holding on, trying to support some areas of your body without even noticing it. So scan your body slowly. Relax your shoulder blades. Relax the muscles around the jaw and the face. Relaxing into the low back, the hips. And now start to draw your attention to your breath. Notice how you're breathing. There's no right or wrong answer. Just notice how you're breathing and if the breath might be getting caught somewhere in the body. Maybe up into the chest, or you can feel the breath more in the throat. And start to see if you can breathe deep into the belly. Let the belly be soft. And as you start to relax and start to deepen your breath, take a moment just to notice what's brought you to your mat today, into this practice. Perhaps you have an intention that you would like to set for yourself. Feel free to invite that intention in. Maybe if you're just here arriving on your mat and you just need to move, feel free to set an intention that is something simple, something that you can come back to and stick with. So it could be something as staying present, or something more towards the breath, like staying with the breath. Or maybe it's just a one word and it's just breathe. Sometimes we even forget to breathe, or that we are breathing, and that we can really use our breath as this natural, lovely tool that we can use to regulate our nervous system. So go ahead and take a few more of those nice deep belly breaths here. And then keeping your feet and your legs right where they're at. Start to stretch your arms up towards the sky as if you're reaching your fingertips towards the sky. And you can float your eyes open for this one if you would like, or maybe just keep your eyes closed and think about this as a moving meditation. And take an inhale here with the arms extended up towards the sky. And an exhale, start to cactus your arms. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. And exhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands back towards the sky. Exhale, practice the arms. Inhale, reach the arms back up. And exhale, release the arms down by your side. Separate the knees, heel toe the feet in just a little bit, set up for a bridge pose. And on your next inhale, lifting the hips high. And an exhale, set the hips slowly back down towards the mat there. Sorry, 1 second. And then the next time you take an inhale, lifting the hips. And an exhale, set the hips back down. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, lift the hips. And exhale, release the hips back down. And go ahead and lift the knees, hug the knees in towards the chest. And take a few maybe sways side to side here. And then we're going to make our way to a tabletop. So if you would like to rock and roll up to a tabletop, but just arriving in a tabletop here with wrists under shoulders and knees under hips. And so once you arrive here in your tabletop, let's make a few movements of swaying side to side. And perhaps you add on to this and start to circle the pelvis. Just making some big circles with the pelvis there. Kind of thinking about this being as more of a cat and cow movement as you keep swaying side to side. Big circles through the pelvis. And so just know that this does not have to look anything particular. And go ahead and switch the direction you're making the circles there. But this doesn't have to be anything particular. It doesn't have to look a certain way. Just getting familiar hands and knees and just moving the body, starting to warm up the body. And go ahead and find some stillness here in tabletop. Plant down through that left hand. Take an inhale, reach up through that right arm. And exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left arm. Bring your right temple all the way down. And maybe you extend that left arm up towards the sky, or up towards the top of your mat. So we're coming to this thread the needle. You can tuck the toes or keep the toes tucked. And now maybe you even sink the hips back into the heels a little bit more. And just coming to a variation of thread the needle that works in your body. Taking a few deep breaths here. And then sliding that left hand underneath left shoulder, pushing up into a tabletop. Now plant down through that right hand, take an inhale, reach up through that left arm. And exhale, thread it underneath the right arm. Left temple can come down to the mat, extending the right arm up towards the top of your mat to any amount there. Noticing how different this side might feel. Maybe not much of a difference, but just noticing those little subtle differences. Noticing where you might be feeling a little bit of a stretch. And then start to slowly bring that right hand underneath the right shoulder, push up into the hand, come back to your tabletop position. Take an inhale to extend the spine and an exhale for an extended child's pose. So we're going to make that a little bit of a flow here. So it's an inhale coming back up, extend the spine, and an exhale, slow exhale, child's pose. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, come back up, extend the spine. Exhale, your extended child's pose. And then your next inhale, coming back to a neutral tabletop, tuck your toes. Exhale, float your hips up and back, find a downward facing dog. Now feel free here to pedal out through the feet. And don't worry about if the heels are not touching the mat. Think about keeping a generous bend in the knees so you can lengthen through the spine. So that's what we're looking for, is lengthen through the spine, drawing tailbone up towards the sky there. And think about rooting down through the palms of the hands. And keep pedaling out through the feet, making any movement that feels useful. And then let's find some stillness here. We'll rise up on the toes, bend the knees, inhale, step forward, exhale your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, soften your knees, forward fold. Plant the hands, step just the left foot back, lower that left knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, low lunge. Exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, release hands to the mat. Pick the back knee up, step the left foot forward to meet the right. Inhale, your halfway lift. Exhale, soften your knees and fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms out to a T. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, soften your knees and forward fold. Plant the hands, step just your right foot back. Lower your right knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, plant your hands, lift that back knee, step the right foot forward to meet the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up and over, extended mountain. Exhale, sink the hips, bend the knees to find a chair pose. Couple of breaths here, spread your toes wide. And let's bring hands to heart center here, sinking the hips a little bit more on your exhales. Take a few deep breaths here. On your next inhale, start to straighten your legs, reach up for the sky. And exhale, soften your knees, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back to a plank. And start to lower your knees, take an exhale to come all the way down. Inhale for a baby cobra, lift your head and chest. Exhale to release down. Inhale, push up into the hands, tabletop. Take an inhale here in tabletop. And exhale, extended child's pose. So for this extended child's pose, if the arms are feeling a little fatigued, feel free to come to this more crocodile position here with one hand on top of the other, resting your forehead down. And start to release any tension through the low back. And breathing into the low back space. Nice deep breath in. Long, slow exhale, release it. Now feel free to widen your knees if you need to widen your knees a little bit more to have space for the breath and the belly. Nice deep inhale again. Long, slow exhale. Take a few more deep breaths, just like that. And then whenever you're ready, on an inhale, come back to tabletop. Just long enough to where we can make our way to an easy seated position. So I'm going to come to a Sukhasana seat with my right shin in front of my left shin. Feel free to kind of sit back into your sit bones, wiggle back into your sit bones, and sit up nice and tall. Relax the shoulders. And then take an inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, right hand to the mat, side bend to the right. Inhale here. And exhale, bring the hands in front of you. Find a nice seated forward fold. And let your head be heavy. Feel that release of tension through the back of your neck. And bring your chin closer down towards your chest. And then an inhale, slowly walking your hands back up towards your body. Roll the shoulders back a few times. Bring your arms out by your side again. Take an inhale, reach up. Exhale, left hand to the mat, side bend to the left. Inhale here. And exhale, slowly bring your hands again in front of you, finding that seated forward fold. Feel that breath along the back side of the body, the rib cage expanding out to the sides. Take a few deep breaths here. And then your next inhale, walking your hands back towards your body. Come back to that upright position. And we're going to find a twist here. So start to take an inhale, really sit up nice and tall. And then an exhale, twisting to the right. Maybe left hand comes to that right thigh, right fingertips come behind you, and acting as a kickstand. So we're just coming into this loose twist, nothing rigid or forceful. And just breathing easily here. Tall spine, chest is lifted. Take a few deep breaths. And on your next exhale, slowly unwinding from this, come back to center. Take another deep inhale to extend the spine, relax your shoulders. Exhale, twisting to the left, loose twist. Right hand can go anywhere along that left thigh or left knee. Left fingertips behind you, acting as a kickstand. So keep the spine nice and tall. And take a few deep breaths, enjoying this loose twist. And come back to your breath. And on your next exhale, slowly unwinding from this, come back to center. I'll take a moment here to just relax in this seated position. So if you need to shrug the shoulders or roll the shoulders back a few times, we're going to end the practice in a little bit of seated mindfulness. So feel free to close down your eyes or soften your gaze. And take a few moments just to notice your internal landscape. How does your breath feel? What is the quality of your breath? And again, there's no right or wrong answer, but just turning your attention inwards and tuning into your own experience. And give yourself the permission to stay and to notice. How does your body feel? What are the thoughts in your mind? What does that look like? And perhaps you even invite back in your intention. So take a few moments here to stay and just to notice and observe. And rather than doing, just being that observer, that watcher. Just noticing, tuning in. And so to close out the practice, feel free to bring hands to heart center. I hope you have a very peaceful day, and I hope you enjoyed this gentle, slow practice. Namaste.